very handily. You have to examine what you sell. And we can always say that safely and assuredly that what we sell passes through very close supervision, and you cannot just get into the supermarket, I speak for the members, without passing through a screening that is very tight.
So what kind of permits do people who want to get in the food retail, what do they have to secure from government? You have the FDA, you have DTI,
Then you
the
have
barangay
to deal with
clearances.
the local government, because there are local governments that prohibit certain things to be sold or certain things to be used in your supermarket. Like recently, one town prohibited the use of plastic.
Plastic, yes.
Right.
I think that's Antipolo.
Oh, there are many.
There are many.
No, that's
Practically all the towns. But that's another issue.
So is that added expense for you? Because now you don't use plastics, but basically they're chopping down trees for the paper
the
bags.
paper bags.
So that's sort of.
You have to kill a lot of trees to get paper bags.
So what
And
is-
paper bags are 5 to 6 times
More
more expensive than plastic bags.
So you pass that on to the customer.
Well, sometimes if you can carry it and then absorb the additional price. But mostly, we have a written agreement. Actually, it's an agreement that whatever you buy, inuubos mo muna yan before you can even change your price to lower or higher. Because if you bought it at a lower gross price, you sell it at you maintain that price until you buy a new set that you bought higher.
Miguel, I have a question to attorney.
Okay, sure.
Do you have a position, attorney, if there are certain ordinances, for example, that a city would like to pass, like that environmental related law of certain municipalities prohibiting the use of paper bags, plastic, and with paper, sometimes it is less environment friendly than plastic, but with plastic it is more convenient for consumers. I am a consumer myself, and I find it inconvenient to carry, as many paper bags as I can, but with plastic I can just, carry them with my 2 hands. So does PASI have any position?
That's a very good question. But municipalities, before they pass ordinance, they call you for hearings and your opinions, and they're very open to this. Very seldom will you see an ordinance pass without
Consultation.
If it involves us without consultation.
Let me just mention that your two industries, while they seem very different, are actually complementary of each other. You know why? Because nowadays, Attorney Ples, you see a lot of groceries and supermarkets who are open 24 hours. So they're open throughout the night. And I think basically what you're trying to target are their employees, the call center agents, the BPO agents. Do you have any sort of coordination, or now that we have both of you in the same room, regarding services, security? Because I know that the police, for instance, patrols the call center concentrated areas more often nowadays. So, do you see any avenue for working together?
Well, there is always avenue to work together. Especially if you are in good faith and you really want to help each other. We're open to work with them. If they have certain referrals and all that, we will give it a very good chance to get into the supermarket also.
I guess, Miguel, for the members of PASI, attorney mentioned 7-Eleven as a member, and many of them are located in buildings where there are call centers. And these stores serve the requirements of the employees. So they have this, not just grocery items, they serve hot food and all that. So
they don't have to go out?
They don't
because
have
it's
to
dark.
go out,
Okay.
yes.
I have someone just texted in a question for you. Where are your offices located?
Okay.
And where can interested applicants send their resume? So I guess that's a very practical question.
Okay. All right.
the
So I will
requirements.
mention
All right.
where we are located, and all of these locations can accept applications. We are in Pasig. We have that in Garnet, along Garnet. And we are also in Mandaluyong, Libertad.
Okay.
We are also in Manila. It's near the PLDT Exchange
Yes.
at the Welcome Rotonda.
Yeah, the big tower.
The big tower there. We are also in Parañaque. This is very near the airport. The entrance is just beside the casino. We have a facility in Laguna.
Yes.
And we have a facility in Makati. Outside of the Philippines, we have as well. But in the provinces, we have in Dumaguete and Iloilo.
So, do you prefer employees that work in the general vicinity of your offices?
The reason why we locate in these areas is so that we are near the residential places, so that our employees will find it convenient to report to work. So we are
There's
not...
a safety factor also because
There
they
is.
work late.
There is. And so we are not in the usual places where most of the call centers are concentrated.
So do you accept either walk-in applicants or resumes? Someone's
Oh
asking,
yes,
where
definitely.
can you? I mean, if we can help maybe 2 or 3 Filipinos find a job today, then that would be a good thing.
Perfect. And they don't even have to come to us. If they go to our website, we have a portal there where they can apply online. So the website is www.spi-global.com.
So anyway, you don't even have to recite the exact address because they should use their ingenuity because they have to have some level of competence as far as computers are concerned.
That's right.
Okay. So any particular qualifications that you want? Do they have to be young and
No,
young and ambitious?
This industry is for all ages, and definitely English proficiency is a must. But there is a training that gets you to the level where you need to be.
How old is your youngest employee?
Oh, this, as I said, we have project-based campaigns that will have non-college graduates. So this may be, 18 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is your oldest?
We have an employee that celebrated 30 years anniversary with SPI Global. So it's
Okay.
a wide range. We welcome everybody as long as they are qualified.
So what sort of services do you offer? Is this a tech support, or is this for complaints, or is this for billing? What do they have to, what kind of background are you looking for?
For the call center industry, this is the whole range of customer support. So this is anything that can be resolved using the phone. This can be technical support as well. This can be in financial services. Anything that can be outsourced. These are things that most call centers do. So the capability will be developed. The company provides training, but you will have to have the basic qualifications.
Okay, there's a Tagalog saying that yung puno kapag mabunga binabato. Past couple of years, your industry has received its fair share of criticism.
Right.
One is that a very sort of a decadent subculture has evolved, and some even accuse some agents of drug use and the like. Do you think that the industry generally remains wholesome?
I definitely agree that the industry is wholesome, and the culture that is developed by these companies, SPI Global in particular, makes sure that the employee follows, decorum and all that. There are guidelines in the workplace that they have to follow. So whatever news there were about BPO workers, they may be true, and this can be true in other industries as well.
Yes.
And probably this is highlighted because the BPO industry is highly visible. And so it makes news whatever happens to it.
Anyway, even the church has its share of sex scandals. So what more the private sector? Anyway, Ms. Celeste, do you accept part-time? This is another texted in question. Do you accept part-time applicants? And they heard that some BPO workers can work from home or the home terminal with the internet, I guess.
There are some companies that allow work from home employees, but SPI Global does not. Our part-time will be for campaigns that are project-based, but essentially, most of our employees are full-time with SPI Global.
Okay, Attorney Ples, one quick question. No? This doesn't have anything to do with setting up your operations or the retail per se, but there are reports that certain commodities have been going up again, particularly sugar and some meats, chicken, I think. How true is this?
You know, pricing is very, very volatile. No? It really depends on where you get your stock,
Yes.
how far is the stock coming from. I always say that even the change in gasoline change of price in gasoline is minimal.
So even if
in effect.
we've had
But
5 or
what
6
really
rollbacks.
affects us is electricity, because electricity is the main ingredient of our business. Because our freezers are open 24 hours. You cannot put it out, otherwise what you're selling will spoil. So your open freezers, your stand-up freezers, all your walk-in freezers should be working 24 hours because they preserve your items, what you are selling. Now, before that, I was itching to say something about
Okay.
your industry.
Okay.
You know, I had that mistaken.
This is a very interactive show.
I had that
Let's hear
mistaken
it.
notion before I came here that your industry is only overnight. In other words, I have relatives who work there who can stay there because they said, we cannot stand the puyat. I don't know. Maybe that motion was corrected right now when I listen to you. That there are actually 3 aspects of your business, and it's not only work at night. How true is it that you have to be very strong in puyat when you go to your business?
Well, because many of our clients are US-based, then we follow their hours. So our employees will have to work at night. But for SPI Global, for example, we have accounts that are local as well. So we have daytime work. So for those who work at night, definitely they have to stay healthy to be able to work in that kind of environment. It may not be for everybody, but for our employees, I think they enjoy doing that.
Okay, Miss Celeste, we are coming to the end of the show. So I'll let you wrap up. I'm sure a lot of prospective applicants are watching us. So your advice?
Okay. First, maybe I'd like to introduce what they will find at SPI Global. We are the largest Filipino-owned BPO company and probably the most diversified.
Yes.
I mentioned that we have 3 business units, and 1/3 of our business is in voice, but we have 2/3 of the business non-voice. This is in publishing. So if they are probably copywriters, editors, they are into multimedia, digital publishing. These are the things that we do in that line of business. We also have the healthcare business. This takes care of revenue cycle management and coding and billing for hospitals and clinics in the US. So employees here are probably nurses or those in the healthcare allied fields, but it is not at all a requirement. So for everybody watching the program, if you think that you have the qualifications for the BPO industry, then join us. SPI Global has the culture. It is Filipino-owned, and you will enjoy working with a company that has 18,000 people across the globe. We are not just in the Philippines. We have facilities in India, Vietnam, the US, and we have offices in Australia and Europe as well. So this is a Filipino-owned global company that is, working side by side with the global call centers in the Philippines.
So basically, the industry, not just your company in particular, but the industry in general, is still hiring. And I heard last year, I think we beat India as the #1 hub for voice.
Definitely, yes. That is true, Miguel. In terms of number of people working in the call center space, the Philippines has overtaken India. And this is a factor that has been mentioned several times and, gives a plus factor for the Philippines as the call center destination of the world.
So, on that note, on that very positive note, thank you very much, Ms. Celeste Ylagan,
Thank you,
Vice
Miguel, for
President
having me.
of SPI Global, and of course, our longtime friend, Attorney Federico Ples, the Secretary General of the Philippine Association of Supermarkets. Thank you very much for the insights that you've shared to our viewers. I'm sure those who want to who want to enter your respective industries are a little bit wiser now.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Attorney.
Okay, friends, on that note, we hope you found today's discussion helpful as it was interesting. If you think that food retail or BPO may be the right path for you, then you're in luck because our industry insiders see bright days ahead. Join us again next Thursday at 11 a.m. for another hour of insightful discussions and updates in the world of business here on Practical Business. I'm your host, Miguel Hill. Have a pleasant